It is like Christmas in July. So we got a whole bunch of parts that just came in, and they all came in on the same day, which worked out great. So for the trike, we got a little LED taillight we're going to put on it, some LED sequential turn signals, the flasher relay to handle relays, LEDs, a replacement front brakes lever. This one actually has a brake switch so that we can use it for starting at this thing. Replacement throttle, I noticed the one on there is cracked and a couple more twists and it might just snap right off. And a start switch and kill switch. We also got all of our go-kart parts orders. So here from GoPowersports.com, we got our live axle kits, which come with the wheels and tires, which is nice. In the back there in the boxes, we got our clutches and brake calipers and all the mounting equipment, throttle cables, all that fun stuff. And then from BMI Carts, we got our pedals. And then in their clearance section, they had these brake levers and cables that are just generic for $1. So I picked some up just to have some extras. A steering wheel for this cart, because it didn't have one. Some master links for the chains and some random tabs and stuff for cables. And a motor plate for this guy, because we're going to throw a Predator on it. And doesn't have a mounting for it. Also got in some parts for the Ruckus. Got my new fuel pump because the old one crapped out. And some new jets so that I can try to tune this thing a little better. So I can actually get this thing back on the road. And because I can't leave well enough alone, I bought another project. This little pit bike, mini dirt bike, whatever you want to call it, was for sale on the Facebook Marketplace. So I picked it up. They've swapped it to a 110cc electric start motor. Doesn't have a battery or anything, so I can't start it right now. It needs a new carburetor. But it also came with the old 50cc motor that was on it. And I believe that these use this, they're based on the Honda design. So if I wanted, I could take this 50 and slap it on my Z50 or the CT70 just to get them going. Or maybe throw this back on the dirt bike and take the 110 and put it on one of the other bikes. And this was free. Somebody was giving away a weed eater that it tipped over and it snapped the motor off of the shaft. Still runs great. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it runs and it was free. Today we are going to be changing the controls on the FrankenTrike here. So I've already got the Yamaha controls and brake lever installed. Just the brake switch and the brake liner and all that's hooked up right now. This is just ran down to the connectors here, which I will wire up. And then here's my current start configuration, which is a pain in the butt. So I got the start switch here that I will install and wire in. Also going to be removing this brake perch with one that doesn't have the ATV style throttle. And also this one doesn't have a brake switch, so the new one has a brake switch. And then I'm replacing the throttle because you can kind of see down here in the crack, the plastic's all eaten away. There's only a little bit up here that's actually still connected, so that could come off at any time. So this thing will be much easier to start and control. And yeah, we'll also be putting on this LED brake light. It's going to go across the back here somehow. I'm not sure how we're going to mount it yet. But it's got running light, brake light, turn signals all built into it. And then a couple of these guys we'll put on the front. Alright, so we got our controls on here. You can see we got our start switch, kill switch, which would be nice not having to do them here. New brake lever. It's even got the parking brake on it, which is nice. But our throttle, we had to still use the old one because the new one, the cable that came with it is for a slide carburetor and it's way too short. And I tried to use this cable in that throttle and it didn't work. So I tried to put a little epoxy on it to see if maybe that'll help strengthen it a little bit. I'll have to see. And then we got this guy and we've routed all of our cabling down. And now we're going to start wiring it up. Alright, so the left hand control is on there and all wired up now. You can see I got the connectors added on. By the way, if anyone's doing any of the work or doing their own work on any of these bikes, pick up a kit like this off of Amazon. This is all the connectors that like the Chinese manufacturers use, Honda, everyone. It's like 15 bucks for this whole kit, and I've used it on my Ruckus, on this trike now, and multiple vehicles, so it's definitely worth having. So the horn itself doesn't really work on this thing. Let's see if you can even hear it. It does make a little clicking sound when I hit the button, so I know it's wired correctly. Just the horn itself is not working. So let's try left blinker. See it blinking there on the dash. Let's try right blinker. Alright. And then I got the headlight switch here. It's all wired up. I tested it with my multimeter, but I don't have any headlights on this thing right now, so I'll have to just double check that once I get some headlights on this thing. Alright, so got the turn signals put on. They're just zip tied on for now. Just get them temporary on there. My wife was messing with this thing and she put these on there just to try to make it look cooler, she said. But the blinkers, you can see, I'll turn them on. They're sequential. So yeah, all the controls are lined up, wired, everything good to go. Got the rear LED tail light on. Again, just a temporary mounting solution. It's got the double-sided sticky tape, but I've never trust that stuff, so put a couple zip ties on the end too. For some reason, this bike doesn't have a running light, or it just doesn't put power on the running light. So right now the parking brake is on, that's why that's on, and then it's got the blinkers integrated into it. There's the right blinker. There's the left blinker. So I just need to get a working horn, get some headlights on there, and I think the thing should be pretty close to street legal. Oh, I gotta put a mirror on there, which I've got.